A lot of people, the weekend is their weekend. I know it's kind of corny, but it's true. Why is that? The reason why I think most people struggle with weekends and why so many people are so good Monday through Thursday and then Friday or Saturday rolls around and things look a lot different than they did Monday through Thursday is because number one, people set extremely unrealistic weekend expectations. They think that just like they did throughout the weekday, they're going to be cooking their meals and it's going to just be really really easy or easier. I'm not saying it's easy for everybody during the weekdays. I have a video coming out on that as well. But people think that it's going to be as simple as staying in the house and cooking their meals and everything like that. And they overlook the fact that things will probably pop up. They might want to go out one night with their boyfriend or their girlfriend, their wife or their husband, or you know their friends or whoever it is, or they might go out to a brunch with, might be a business occasion, or you never know, right? Different things happen during the weekend. Weekends are a little bit different most often than weekdays. Another reason is, a lot of people don't know how to work weekend foods in. So instead of learning how or trying to figure out how, they think that it's kind of like a all or nothing sort of thing. Either I'm all in and I'm going to eat extremely clean, quote unquote. You can't see, but I'm doing the little air quotation marks right now. Either I'm going to eat extremely clean during the weekend and stay totally perfect. Again, quotes, air quotes, because perfection, I think it's a myth. And I don't even think that you should be after it. But that's a different video for a different time. Um, Either they're going to stay extremely clean and stay extremely perfect, or they're going to just go crazy, right? And a lot of people do that because, they're like, well, it was a good week. I stayed good throughout the week. I ate well Monday through Thursday. I ate real clean. My 1,200 calorie, gluten free, no carbs, zero, nothing but ice, no sweets diet. So I deserve it, right? Not the best way to go about it. So what usually ends up happening? You overeat, you feel bad, you feel unmotivated, you start over on Monday with zero momentum, and you really never get anywhere. You lose a couple pounds to gain a few more, and it just kind of continues that way. So, in order to curve that, in order to overcome that, I teach something called the backwards method. The backwards method, put simply, is how to enjoy your life and your weekends without sabotaging your fitness goals and feeling like you're getting nowhere. Step one in the backwards method is to look up the menu ahead of time of the place that you're going. If you don't know where you're going, save 60% of your daily calories for this meal to be on the safe side. Now, the thing about restaurant foods is they will almost always be higher in calories than if you were to cook it at your house. For example, I went out for breakfast a couple weeks ago and I got some eggs, like 3 eggs, and some protein pancakes and some fruit. And I put it in, but then I put it as for quantity, I put 1.5, meaning I increased the amount of calories that it gave me by 50% just to be on the safe side because I didn't cook it myself. There were probably way more oils and different things that I would have cooked with, more ingredients and stuff like that. So you always want to err on the side of caution. And that's why if you don't know where you're going and you can't look up the menu ahead of time, you just want to, but you're going somewhere, save 60% of your daily calories for that meal just to be on the safe side. Step two, you got two options. Choose what you really want to get and be more mindful and eat lower in calories leading up to that meal or around that meal, or make a better, air quotes, choice so that you have more calories to spare throughout the day outside of that meal. So, me personally, I pretty much always go with option one, unless I'm eating at a spot that I don't really care for that much. And I know that I'd be better off if I just made the better choice, the choice that's going to be lower in calories so that I have more calories to play with throughout the day with things that I actually do enjoy. But more often than not, because I'm a control freak, just kidding, sort of, kind of, we're going to the spot that I like, or at least a spot that I like. So it's usually option one that I go with. Now, if I were you, I would always get what I really want because if I don't get what I really want, then I've found that I always end up overeating or trying or eating more to make up for the fact that I didn't get what I really wanted, as opposed to just getting what I really want and feeling satisfied and stopping there. Step three, go into MyFitnessPal. or the app that you use to log your food. If you're one of my clients, you use MyFitnessPal because that syncs up to the private app that I coach from, where I'm able to oversee everything that my people are eating and keep them accountable on a day-to-day basis and see what's going on and if they're eating according to the plan. They use MyFitnessPal. Some people use other stuff. It's all good. Go into your app that you use to log, find the restaurant you're going to. If it isn't there, search for a similar one. If you're going to a steakhouse, you're going to a steakhouse, you can't find the menu on MyFitnessPal, just look up a different steakhouse that does have their calories listed, and I'm sure that they'll have a similar item or the exact same item. Select that one. Select that item and take it from there. Step 4, pre-log what you plan to eat in MyFitnessPal, meaning select it, put it in, and then see what it comes out to. If you're playing with 2,000 calories a day and you log in that, you're going to a steakhouse, you log in, it's 2,000, you log your food, a steak and some fries and whatever, and it's 1,200 calories. Well, there you go. That's 60% of your daily calories like we talked about. And now for the other 40%, that's when things get interesting and you're, totally pre-planning what you're eating for the entire day. But make sure you know ahead of time how much of your calories that's going to take up. Now, right there at the bottom, you'll see that I have proactive versus reactive. A lot of people, their biggest problem comes from constantly being in this reactive state. They don't know what they're eating on a day-to-day basis. They don't have a plan going into the day, going into the week, going into the weekends. And this makes it really, really challenging. They're trying to figure it out as they go. Don't do that. Not just with the weekend, but just in general. You'll feel significantly better if you already have it planned out. Okay? Be proactive. Step 5. After you log it, work backwards and fill out the rest of, that's supposed to say, oh yeah, I guess it says the right thing, but I just read it wrong. Fill out the rest of the day's foods. Meaning, for that day, fill out the rest of the food that you plan on eating. The rest of the day should be comprised primarily of veggies, fruit, and lean protein. That's not to say that you shouldn't eat any starchy carbs or fats. If you could work it in and that's what you want to do, go for it, by all means. But the thing with the veggies, fruit, and lean protein is that these foods are filling, they're lowering calories, they're going to help ensure you hit your protein goal. And for a lot of you, that's just the best option in terms of, feeling full throughout the day. Me personally, what I used to like to do is I would eat like a big thing of eggs, like a few eggs, and then I would throw in some extra egg whites. I would do the eggs because the whole eggs, the yolk, the fat from the yolk makes it more tasty, number one, and number two, it's a little bit more filling. If you mix the protein with the fat. But yeah, I'd do that, and then I'd throw in like a bunch of mixed veggies. And that would just, help me feel pretty full for, maybe leading up to the meal, maybe not. Maybe I'd have to throw in some more veggies or some fruit or whatever, maybe a Quest bar, make sure you're hydrated. These are all things that I would do around this meal. Now, I'm not telling you guys exactly how you need to do it in terms of like, if you have that extra 800, like let's say from that example, 2,000 calories, you got 800 left over, you can spend that 800 however you want. Just like with a budget, with money, you can spend it however you want. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it. You'll get better at spending it with time and you're learning how to budget your calories with time. But if it were me, veggies, fruit, lean protein. All right, so I wanted to give you guys a live example for what it is that I got the other day. The other day, I went out to brunch and I knew where I was going. I was going to this spot called Ted Montana's Grill. I looked up the menu online and I found exactly what it was that I wanted. So then I went into MyFitnessPal. See how I have nothing logged for today yet? I went in, I looked it up, Ted Montana's Grill, and it was called Buffalo Burger. Boom, right there. Select it, back in here. Tana's Grill. I also got onion rings. Don't judge me. Maybe not the best selection. But yeah, so I got the onion rings too. So, all right, let's see what we're working with. 2,300 calories a day is my goal. Obviously, that's not everybody's goal, but it's mine right now. I'm a full-size adult male, or at least some would call me full-size. So I got that, and I still have 1,000 more calories to play with. So coming in here, and I'm just going to do the same thing I told you guys that I normally would do. So I did 3 eggs, some bell pepper. Whoops, I meant to write red. Red bell pepper, 1 large. We'll go with that, even though I don't think I ate a whole one. Ezekiel bread. Remember, in the context of this video, this is supposed to be pre-logging. This is what I would have done the day prior, and I did. I'm just showing you guys an example for, clean slating it for you guys. And I did some spinach. I did 2 cups. And I also did a Premier Protein shake. Boom. 1 serving. Cool. 575 calories left. This lunch was pretty big for me, not gonna lie. But later that night, I watched a movie with my girlfriend, and we had some Ben and Jerry's. So I got this cheesecake brownie. Boom. It was 2 servings is what I ate. Measured it sort of loosely. Probably could have been better about that. And there it is. 2,225 of my 2,300. Notice how I have 75 calories remaining. I'm not really pressed. I'm sure that I had something else in this meal right here that would have either tipped it a little bit or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So you go in, you'll see I hit my protein for the day. Carbs and fats I don't track, and I was right there on my calories. And I had a pretty good day. I was pretty satisfied with that meal and with that day of eating. And it was easy, no problem, just like I showed you guys. And that's it right there, guys. That's my #1 strategy for staying on point during the weekends. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Just wanted to throw in this little clip at the end just to summarize things and kind of put things into perspective. Like, I think it's really important to sort of understand why you're doing this, right? Like, you're doing this, it's 10 minutes of pre-logging, taking a proactive approach to save you, I don't even know how much stress and frustration and anxiety, and it just makes things so much easier on yourself when you go into the weekend with a plan, as opposed to just going in blind and being like, well, forget it, I'm going out, it is what it is. Taking that proactive approach rather than being like a leaf in the wind, just getting blown wherever. Like, that's not the way. That's not what you guys want. Being proactive will grant you the freedom that you want with your food, and then it'll also help you yield the results that you want. So just overall, I really think this is the best solution, and I really think it's one that will help you guys a lot. I think it's also important to understand that, it's not about being perfect. Like, even from what I logged earlier, some of that could have been off. They could have used a different sauce that day. They could have used more oil with my meal. Like, it's not about being perfect. It's about putting your best effort forth, as corny as that may sound, and being as on it, as on the ball, as accurate, and as proactive as you can be. That's how you yield the results that you want. That's how you, over time, get to where it is that you want to get to, and that's how you build, the lifestyle that you want, and you're able to still live your life while accomplishing these different goals. Anyways, I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know if you did.